Assalamu alaikum and welcome to the project demonstration of Connect Scholars, a Django-based Oracle database project that is developed to manage scholarly articles, researchers, and general users. This is developed by me, Toki Tahmid, and my project partner, Nafis Karim. This project is supervised by Tahmid Hassan sir. So let's go to the demonstration. So this project is built on Django, and as a database, we have used Oracle database. In the front end, we have used HTML, CSS, and Bootstrap for designing purpose. In this particular project, we have three types of users. Firstly, we have the general users who can just go into the website and search for relevant papers based on their necessity. The second type of user is the authors or researchers who have their own account and who have their own articles to publish in this platform. And finally, we have the admin manager who can handle the papers and the authors and other relevant information about the website. So let's go into the project. Okay, so in the front page, we firstly get a search bar for searching the papers. And in the bottom part, we have a top cited papers. So this is basically three of the top most cited articles in our database. So we see that we have three papers here, which have total citation of almost 9,000, 8,000, and 4,000 citations. Okay, so we have here the search bar. And in the left side menu, we have a notification corner, which we'll see very shortly, which is that. And we have the login and sign up buttons and my profile button. So let's go for the search button, which a general author can normally access. So at first, we want to mention that this search process is a bit two-step because in this project, our search process is a very crucial part of this particular website. So for example, if we search machine learning in life, this title, now if we just use separation-based strings parsing, we can get papers related to machine, we can get paper related to learning, but we don't want that. We want a machine learning as a particular phrase, and we want papers related to that. So what we have done is we have taken input of the whole string and we have some previous domains such as machine learning, HCI, graph, networking, etc. So we have firstly matched those domains against our input string. And if any of those domains get completely matched with the input string, we get output the relevant papers related to that domain. So let's search for this domain, machine learning in life. So if we search here, we get all the papers related to machine learning in our database. So for each paper, we first get the publication year, then total number of citations, and in which journal this paper is published in, and finally the publisher of this paper. In the bottom part, we get the authors. So a paper might have multiple authors, and we link each of those authors in our project. So for example, if we click on any author, we can go into the author list of this author. So we can see his accepted papers, the non-verified papers, and other relevant information. We will go to this very soon. So with every paper, we have an abstract, and not for all papers, but many of them has a PDF linked to them. So the PDF is generally the PDF related to this paper. So this is controlled by a table in our database, which we call it as link. So if we click the PDF link, we get the PDF for this particular paper. In the top side, we have sort by citation. So we can always sort the papers according to the citations. And this is in an descending order. So we have the topmost citation on the top side. Okay, so this is what all about the general user. So this is, if we go to the Google Scholar, for example, we can always search for relevant papers if we are even not an author or any manager. So a general user can always enter here and search for any kind of paper. So we can use composite strings too, for example, HCI and deep learning. So it will give us papers related to HCI and also papers related to deep learning. And some papers might not have any link to their PDFs. So this is quite natural. Okay, so the second part is all about registered authors. So let's go to a registered author. So in our example, teaching, he is a registered author. So we log in with his information. So we see that at first we have the name of the author, then verified email, total number of citations, and his affiliation in which university he belonged to. And finally, we have some tags that denotes his topics of interest. For example, Mr. Teaching, he has interest in deep learning, HCI, and machine learning. At the right side, we see all the co-authors. So if this author has co-authored some papers of other authors, so those list is shown in this co-author list. In the accepted papers section, we have all the papers that is accepted for this particular author. And in the bottom, we have a non-verified papers section. So first go to the verified paper or accepted papers. So as we have seen in the previous section for general users, if we search a paper, we get all the paper related to that domain and link to that PDF. So similar for a particular author. In a particular author's accepted paper page, we get all the papers those are written by this author and his co-authors, finally the PDFs. And if we similarly click any of those authors, we go into his page. Okay, so this is all about his personal profile. Now, if we want to add a new paper, what we'll do, we'll go to the add new paper list. And let's try to add a new paper. At first, let's open our database. We have developed the database in data grip software, which is quite useful for managing database related tasks. Okay, so as a title, for example, we give this is the title. And as a journal, we have plenty of options. Actually, we have to enter the real name of the journal. If we enter any journal that is not in our journal list, then it will give some errors. For example, if we just write advanced technology or something like that and we submit, so at first it will show us that please fill all the fields. So we don't have all the fields filled out. So let's give a proper journal name, and as a date we give 2022. As domain we give graph and abstract, my new abstract. So as an author, we have developed the program such that we will enter the author names. I mean, the authors who have authored this paper as a semicolon separated value. So we will later extract the author names based on strings parsing. And also as the cited papers, we will provide all the cited papers related to this paper in a semicolon separated form. So here you see, well, this is a single paper. Okay, this is a single paper, age of homomorphism. Okay, so here is a semicolon. So this is the second paper. This is the second paper and this is the first paper. So we have two types of papers. Okay, and from choose file, we can enter the PDF for this paper if we have access to that. And let's remember this paper, design-oriented human-computer interaction and edge isomorphism on graph. This is important to remember for the demonstration purpose of our project. So let's just write the name here. Okay. Okay, so we submit this paper and okay, the paper is submitted. The paper is submitted. Now, if we go to my profile, we see in the non-verified section that the newly added paper is added here in the non-verified section, but it's not still added in the accepted paper section. So to transfer this into the accepted paper section, we need to verify this paper. And who will verify that? Of course, the admin. So we go to the admin section. So in admin panel, we first have to put the authentication of admin. Okay. On entering, we first see the paper, those are waiting for approval, and we have the paper, those are already approved. From the approved paper, we can always remove any paper if the manager finds that some paper has some problems with it. And in the waiting papers section, we have all the papers that are being proposed to be entered in this website, and we can approve those or we can reject those. So let's see, approve this paper. So this paper is approved, and just reject this paper somehow. Okay. So in approved paper section, there is nothing waiting for approval now. In the journal section, we have all the journal list of this particular database. We can always add new journals into the journal name. And with journal name and publisher name, we can add new journal every time. And this is all about the admin part. I mean, the admin who is managing the whole website. And we have also the university list and the domain list, everything. So the most important thing is that we have no waiting paper now. So if we now go to the list of papers authored by this author, so just logged out, teaching, and 1, 2, 3. Okay, so into the accepted papers section, we get, where is our paper? Okay, so this is the title. So yes, this is the paper we just entered into the Advanced Technologies Journal, which now it has just 0 citations, and these are all the authors. These are all the authors who are co-author of this particular author. Okay, and we have also the PDF as we added previously. Now this paper is added to his name, and if someone just cites his paper, those citations will be added to the total citation count of this author. Okay, so we have a particular section named the notification corner. It's a special section which will work if we cite any paper of any author. The author will get a notification that your paper is being cited. So let's see if this works. So we go to the My Profile section and try to add a new paper. So let's name this paper as New Paper 2. And as journal, we enter computer knowledge. Okay, so as date, we give 2022. As domain, we give HCI and abstract. And these are the author list. Okay, so as cited paper, let's cite this paper. Okay, so we are citing this paper, A Brief Story of Human-Computer Interaction Technology. Okay, so this paper we want to add as a citation, and let's set the PDF and submit. Okay, so firstly, we need to approve this paper from our admin. Okay, so I guess this was the paper, right? My new paper, yes. So let's approve this paper and okay, approve other papers. Okay, so this gave an integrity error because this paper is already being added. So just reject this and approve this paper. Okay, so we see that we have just cited the paper, A Brief Story of Computer Interaction Technology, and this paper has an author named. This paper has an author named. I think his name is Glitter, right? Okay, so his name is Mr. A Glitter. So let's go into the profile of Mr. A Glitter and try to find out if he gets the notification that his paper is being cited. So Mr. A Glitter, and into his profile. Okay, so you see that we have a notification that you were recently cited. So Mr. A glitter along with all other authors. Here in this particular author list, the paper is being cited, gets the same notification that your paper is cited. So there's a good piece of information. Okay, another thing here is to mention that if anyone is registered here, I mean any particular author who have a topic of interest, for example, graph, HC, and machine learning. So if he just enters the home page, he will get some recommended articles. And these recommended articles are based on his interest. And from his interest domains, we have the top cited papers in this home page. So this will given to him as recommended articles. So this is all about our project. And in this project, we have used this database, and this is Oracle database. Here we have almost 9 entities and 6 relations, and this non-verified table is for non-verified papers, and whenever admin just approves the paper, this contents of this non-verified table is going to the main table. And we have some particulars, functions, and procedures, and as well as some triggers in this project. So this is all about our project. Thank you all for listening to us. And that's it. Thank you. Assalamu alaikum.